B2B. Not to be.
Hello, guys. I'm Athira. I'm a lead designer at Everything Design.
Hello, I'm Swathi. I'm a content writer at Everything Design.
So, today we're doing something called a honey roast, which is very often we do see a lot of posts that are about takedowns or roasts of a lot of B2B websites. But we thought, where are the events or where are the discussions where you celebrate good work?
Exactly. So that's why we are not calling it a tear down or a roast. It's a honey roast because there are a lot of elements that we find truly inspiring, and we want to appreciate the work that's gone behind and thinking that's gone behind elements that we appreciate, right? So that's why this is a honey roast, and we will dive in.
Cool.
Let's dive in. Yeah.
Coming to the hero section, I think Swati, you had some thoughts about the illustrations.
Oh yeah. Oh, you also had thoughts, right? Why don't you start?
Okay, I'll start.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, definitely it does catch your eye. One thing that I found, like very coincidentally enough, I was going through LinkedIn and there was a post about how someone was talking about how the illustrations did not seem to connect on a human level. That's the whole point of human-like illustrations because it did not have eyes. Because eyes, again, are the most emotive and they are used to express emotions. So these are devoid of them, but then there
Oh
was a
yeah.
counterpoint that said, maybe they don't have eyes because it simplifies the illustrations where it's not distracting, and maybe it is a style unique to Basecamp. Maybe the characters just don't have eyes.
Hmm. That's interesting. That's interesting when you brought that out because a couple of days back, when I was thinking about this, and I was just thinking about what the reason could be. So if you read out the copy as well, right? That's more like how you converse with another person. So I was thinking probably they wanted to show how Basecamp is introduced in another person's work environment, word of mouth, right? And for that, all you need is a mouth. Nose is complimentary, I think. But yeah.
Ah, okay, that's
So I
very
think they just wanted
interesting.
to bring in the aspect that how word of mouth is the core chain of that product getting distributed.
It is. That's, I never thought about it that way. It's a really cool observation. Hmm. Okay, another thing that I just found out when I was going through the website, by the way, it was a joy to go through this website because every page or every section had something new. Even though visually, again, it's not traditionally striking or those similar words used to explain visually beautiful websites. So below Basecamp, the logo top left, if you can see a rating, right? It says great
Mm-hmm.
software 5 stars. So initially I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, that's pretty cheesy, or that didn't seem like it had enough weight. Because I was like, okay, these ratings, is it from G2? Is it from Capterra? Is it Google reviews? Who is reviewing this? Or what software is this from? But then that question kind of disappeared when I started going to different pages and I realized that the review changes.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
So if you
yeah.
go to features, it becomes okay, here it's not changing, but it does change
Oh,
with every page.
highly relevant to the pages, right?
Yes. So, and again, if you go back
It's funny
to,
how they are giving 5 stars for every single thing.
yeah, and if you go back to the homepage again, it's different from what you first saw. It's changed to Fantastic app. Yeah.
Oh.
So these very small things that they have, like they've kind of very smartly sprinkled out throughout the website. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
really cool. Okay, now coming to the tone, and since you are a content writer, tell me what you think about the
So
tone of the copy.
well, the tone is very crisp and concise. They are not beating around the bush. There's no fluff. It's very matter of fact, if you ask me. Even the headline, it just says refreshingly simple project management. It tells you what the tool is. It's a project management tool, and it makes your life simple. That's it. And the subtext also substantiates this. It starts by saying what the product is, who it is for, and it ends by leaving you with an aspirational statement or what the possibilities could be, right? So it is very crisp and concise, and I don't think they could have done a better job than this. Yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree.
yeah. See, also if you look at the subtext, it's pretty lengthy and
Mm.
verbose, but it doesn't come across that way because I think that's because they have used bold in few words,
Yeah.
and that helps you read the sentences within the sentences without using punctuation.
Right.
That was really interesting to me because
Yeah.
I can't tell you enough times I've crunched words and phrases and used
Hmm.
punctuations just to make it concise, but we should really try this out
Oh, we
in
do.
our
This is a design hack. We call it hierarchy, or we call it contrast, where we kind of bold just parts of sentences that we feel that the user absolutely cannot miss, and it's okay to
yeah,
miss the other text around it. But yeah, they have
yeah,
used it very cleverly and very
exactly,
consciously, I feel.
yeah.
One thing that the only thing that did not sit fully right with me was the button, the copy within the button, because it says try it for free, enjoy work more. So I was like, okay, if you pay, would you not enjoy the work? Essentially, it's two very different things, right? So one part of it is try it for free, and that's what they say throughout the website in many different ways.
Mhm.
Enjoy work more is more like an outcome based thing. So I feel like this could
Hmm.
have been two different buttons with the same function, maybe, right?
Could
Yeah,
hmm.
because I felt clubbing these two parts together, for me, it did not make any sense.
Yeah, see, it doesn't even sit well with the copy that's
Hmm.
about.
Hmm.
There's no factor of making your work fun or enjoyable. It's just simplicity that's coming in fast and simple, but there's no correlation.
Right.
So it's just redundant, I think. Yeah.
Okay. This section, do you have any comments?
Oh, sure. So this, I think it's a section breaker from
Hmm.
a visual standpoint,
Yeah.
but it's very unique. It's not like any other section breakers. They are so contextual and they tell you what you're getting into.
Right.
They're not just vague statements, so it gives you context even before diving in,
Right.
right?
That's pretty
That
smart.
was and having a video that explains how the product works is
Yes.
really helpful. It just gives you a insider view, like, yeah,
Yes.
this is what the product is. If you're interested, please scroll through. Yeah.
And if you did watch the video, right, it's actually a very low effort video in terms of production, because all they've done is
Yeah,
do a quick demo of the product. There's no
exactly.
other extra animation or fluff, and there's just a very clear narrative happening in the background. So this proves that
Exactly.
you don't
Yeah,
need fancy production, you don't need a full-fledged animation to have a crisp, smart explainer video on your website. It can be
true,
something
true.
as simple as this as well. So one thing that I thought like really cool about the copy, like as I continue to read the inner pages, is they kind of do this thing where it feels like the founder himself has written the copy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go all the way to the footer, there are
Mm-hmm.
these and more pages, which are just like these
Yeah,
extra things and notes and forwards from Jason Fried.
yeah,
Right. So I thought that was so cool. And they do this thing where they talk about where for the Fortune 5 million, not the Fortune 500, because
oh
they
yeah.
are a small business made for small businesses. So throughout, they're really, really building on relatability, on empathy. And I was, in contrast, looking at ClickUp as a competitor, which is a competitor for Basecamp, even though ClickUp is a little bit more enterprise grade. But the difference there
Mm.
is ClickUp speaks like a business, as a business, to a business, but
Yeah,
Basecamp does not. It talks, it's completely from a I understand your pain because I have felt the pain. And very interestingly enough, even their story, they built Basecamp for themselves first because they used to run
exactly.
like a
Yeah,
design agency, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was blown away by that.
Yeah, that's true. And it really comes through in the copy, as you said. Like they have been in the shoes of their customers and they are saying it out loud.
They
Huh?
call themselves underdogs, and they say that we
Yeah,
are underdogs and we're building it for underdogs as well.
exactly. They have dedicated page to
Yes.
define these things as well.
Yes.
That's really cool. I mean, there's no a real reason to do that, but the effort that they put in to even do the minutest
Right.
things correctly, great. Well, another thing in terms of copy is if you look at the headline, it says leave the grind behind,
Mm.
glide through projects instead, right? You can see it's one poetic. Why? Because it's using opposing words, grind and glide. So this trend is coming throughout. Even the first line, it's a struggle to juggle. You know, it's all rhyming, and that gives a rhythmic and poetic feel to your reading.
Right.
And I think that also helps you keep going and reading the lines further.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that craftiness of the copy. That's really smart, which is why I feel like even though we say that B2B websites need to speak more from a human standpoint, need to have more of a conversational tone, very rarely do we see the actual application of it. And I think so far in
Mhm.
all of our research and all of the projects and like competitors and references we've looked at, Basecamp nails it on the head for conversational tone, for relatable tone,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because
Totally.
maybe
Oh, yeah.
Jason Fry did write it. Like it seems exactly like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, what did you think about this section? So cool.
Oh, this is really cool.
Yeah,
See, they are just giving you a view of the product even before getting inside. And it adds on to familiarity, and your hesitance to even try the project just goes off the window, right?
disappears, right? So
Yeah.
even though they've done away with using fancy graphics or fancy animation in the website to up the user engagement and user retention, they've still tried to maintain all the basic principles of successful product-led growth strategy companies like ClickUp, for example, or even Monday, or even Asana. Like they have certain rules that they follow on the website. They've managed to keep things like that, which is one of the main rules is you show your website so clearly that the user can imagine themselves using it with no hindrance, that there is no
Okay.
room of doubt, or there is no room of like there's no gap in understanding what the product is. So when they buy
Hmm.
it, they know exactly what they're going to get. So that is a thing that you follow, especially if you have like a product led growth strategy in your business and if you apply that on your website. So they've managed to take
Hmm.
all the good nuances from there and still keep that while maintaining a very narrative style throughout their website. For me, the website felt more like a personal book written by the founder. And I was just going through it. Like it felt so joyful. So this before and not really before and after, it's kind of use case scenario, like scenario building.
Yeah.
Like when you start off the
Yeah.
project, yeah, it looks simple, but even when it is in progress, it is still simple.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very
True.
cool.
Yeah, these annotations,
Yeah.
they are really helpful in terms of deciphering what's going on because this tool is very new for a new customer, right? At the same time, I think there are just too many of them. But
Hmm.
cleverly enough, they have given an option to hide them. If you really find them distracting,
Hmm.
if you scroll up, you can hide it.
Yeah, that is if you mean
Yeah,
this?
hide. The second,
Huh.
click on that.
Oh, hide
Yeah, now you have
notes.
hide.
Oh,
Yeah,
I did not notice that.
so that was
Okay.
really
Oh, so
cool.
you can still see the UI without the distractions of the.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because having that just stuck there is very cluttering. I
True.
don't think it would be very user friendly in a mobile screen as well because it's very small.
Right. No, that's true. So
Yeah,
one,
here also you
yeah,
can
this
find
not everything under the sun. So I think they're taking a dig at every other positioning statement from project management tools where they say we have everything under the sun.
Ooh,
Yes.
damn, yeah,
Yes. So I was like, smart.
that's interesting. Yeah, even the words that they use here, right? Pings, which are very Gen Z-ish, and even notification protection, I found that really cool because, in a sense, notifications are distracting, and you need protection from them, right? So that was really cool.
So I think the biggest blocker for especially SaaS products like this, which are self-service, right? Self-service in the sense that you don't need a sales team to come and onboard you, to come and help you set it up within the tech stack of your business. Like you just download it and use it,
Mhm.
right? For them,
Yeah,
it is so important to make sure that there is no steep learning curve. Now, they've
exactly.
said this in many ways throughout the website, but what they've nailed is within their pricing page.
Mm-hmm.
So they've actually,
Is this curated for India because we are in India?
yeah, yeah.
Is this
No, no,
page?
they will change it according to the location you're in, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
That's okay.
So another thing that they've done that is so smart is they've even mentioned a popular influencer in this space from India who uses Basecamp. So you get a review from him. Like Ankur Wariko, everyone knows, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is also really
I think
smart.
a lot of startup founders also follow
Follow
him.
him.
The relatability is too high.
How do customers feel after buying Basecamp? Instead of giving you 4 to 5 chunky testimonies, they just take those few lines.
Oh yeah, when you say this, even on homepage, they had this section. They were like, we have thousands of respondents, and
Yes,
you can see all of
you
them.
can.
We are not gonna pick. Yeah, I mean, that's really great. It shows the confidence that they have in their product and all the claims that they're making.
Yes. And another tone that they also have is sincerely helpful. For example, when they do
Oh
have
yeah.
"we're here to help," they say there are no stupid questions. Like if you feel like
Hmm.
you want to hesitate because you feel like the question that you have, you can actually figure out if you go to YouTube. They say that hey, it's okay. We'll answer your question, whatever it is.
So this yes, yes, and yes page is there,
Oh
no? Under more.
yes, yes, I love this
I
page.
thought that's a cool take on FAQs. Like,
Yes, oh my God. I literally wrote down in my notes. Where was it? Yeah, yes, yes, and yes. Innovative way of doing FAQs.
exactly, that's so cool,
It is,
man.
I wish I could think like this.
Oh, Rama.
Like the answer to all of your questions is yes. Like
I know,
how
right?
simple and how
It's
streamlined.
super cool. Because nobody wants to read a question and answer. It's so typical, but damn, love this.
Yeah. Is this, would I be right to say, Swati, that this is your favorite page?
Yeah, one of them
One of
probably.
them. Okay, you have many. Okay. Oh, did you see the before and after page?
Hmm.
So in the beginning, they have this headline that says night and day. So saying
Uh-huh.
that before, like the switch between your traditional tools or whatever you're currently using versus using Basecamp feels like night and day. And they've also
Hmm.
visually represented this, meaning this is where they're showing all the competitors or all the other tools that you would use. So if you observe, there's a darker background, right? But then,
Oh yeah,
and these are all the different quotes, I wouldn't say testimonies, quotes that they got from their prospects or from their customers.
reviews, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but not reviews that highlight the problems with existing software. And once you scroll,
Hmm.
the background changes to white. Night, day. And then you
Oh,
have all the quotes that talk about how Basecamp solved these problems or how Basecamp was better.
the connotation as well.
Yes.
Night darkness too. Oh damn,
Yes.
that's super cool.
Yeah. My mind was
So
blown. I was like, how much thought went into this website?
I know, right? It's these small, small thoughts
Yes.
that go into that we want to really bring out and appreciate because we know the time and effort that takes.
That takes. So, which is why I feel like this just adds to that section of B2B website that feels so personal, that feels so relatable. It's so hard to make a business seem human, and they've
Exactly.
managed to do that through and through. Oh yeah, that point that I was mentioning about underdogs. So I was thinking, what is it that they're actually doing? What is that sentence? And I realized that what they're doing is they're building a sense of camaraderie, right? With it
Oh
is
yeah.
they're not just treating their customers as their customers, they're treating them like their comrades. Like, hey, we
Yeah.
get it. We struggled as a small business. We know your struggles as a small business. So let's be underdogs. I was like, my God, that sense of you and I are comrades, right? See it here. Like I feel like our honey roast of Basecamp can go on for an hour, but I think we should cap
I
it.
don't think we have covered even half the
I
page that
don't,
they
yeah,
have.
but
Damn, the work that's gone behind.
it's truly commendable.
Commend.
Commendable. Oh wait, we need a sign off. What can the sign off be?
Oh yeah.
Wait. I need a play on words with honey.
You want some background music?
You can just keep it See you on the next honey roast, honey.
Ooh. All right, guys. So that was from our end. We'll see you next time with another form.
Maybe it's a
Yeah.
roast, maybe it's a honey roast. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
ta-ta.
Until then, see
Bye
you.
bye.
Sayonara.
Bye
Bye.
bye.